got cut off, I think. Sorry about that. But, I hope that, sorry about that, I don't know why that happened. I think that they've also got control of my apparatus probably. Because, like I say, this is a world where everything we think we have control over, we actually don't. And if that's the world people want to live in, really, it's not living. It really isn't. And it can only contribute to mankind's downfall, really, I think. This is just a sad reality. And like I say, even at little practical levels, we are wasting our time and being deceived. At the real level, forgetting how high up you want to go, how much deception there is, who's really running everything and what their agendas are. Their agendas from the bottom to the lower levels right to the top are not good for us because we are not looked upon as important to them. And this goes for most human beings. Unless you're serving their total agenda, even if you go along with their ideas, you're still completely, you're completely dispensable. In fact, you're really just contributing, like I say, digging your own grave by doing that, really, because it will not buy you time, it will not buy you a better life, and it will not buy you anything. It will just mean that you will be more manipulated, used, and eventually taken over, totally. That's if you haven't been already, because I believe most people have been. Quite a lot of people have been, from what I can see. They're not aware of it because they think they're making the decisions. Because if everything around you is false and you're manipulated by it, how can you possibly think that you aren't making the decisions yourself, that you've got some control over what's going on? That's what I would have thought too. But now that I see another reality, because my circumstances have changed, and so I have been forced to then look round a bit more. And there is very little truth at all, very little. And you have to start small, because if you start small and start looking at little practical things where there's deception and where you are being manipulated, and also where it will hurt you. So even the people that think that, it's not too bad, even though they're actually being controlled, it's only when it eventually gets to where people are totally lose their freedom that they will be aware of it. But then it will be too late. Also, what I would say is, if you're a young person or you're being born now, you will not know what freedom is anyway, because you will be born into a world that is already not remotely free, that is already so controlled by everything around you, like a false, it'd be like living just off your TV. You think that TV is your reality, you think it's real, everything that's on it is truth. And if that's what you're born into, if you're born into a computer type world, that computer type world will be your reality and you will believe it to be true. So you will not know what it would be like to be free without that being pumped into you 24/7. You would not know what it was like to just, walk in a world where that did not exist, to where you could just think for yourself and have no other influences influencing how you think. That is something that none of us have. And I believe if we had that, we would be so much better off. We would be superior people. And it's just not possible to even have that. I mean, there might be some people who might be right out somewhere where they're... and most people can't comprehend and wouldn't even want that, because we're so dependent on all this mechanical computer stuff. So we're really in a catch-22 situation. And I think that we have to try and use technology to our advantage, but still regain our freedom back mentally, and to be able to think and be free from all this continual bombardment by the media, by the electronic things, and even by the frequencies emitted by these devices, which is not compatible with the human brain and with the human body. It throws our whole mind-body synchronicity right out, I believe. I did not realise this myself. I thought, do this, do that, you're right. We're just these material little beings. It doesn't matter. But I now think it matters a lot because I say it must matter a lot, otherwise we wouldn't be suppressed. Because if we weren't meant to be better, they would not try to keep us down. They would not restrict us. They would not feed us all the lies and all the falsity. See, there has to be a reason. That's what I come to that conclusion. I'm like, why? They've already got us under control. And why are they trying to control us even more and more? At this particular time too, notice that. Because obviously, even to me, it's only happened, I'm an old person, and it's only happened very recently. So I have to say why, as I've looked for the why, and all is not as it seems at all. We are living in a world that is, I'm sitting here now and I've always believed in only what I can see around me. And very soon I think that there will be disclosures, but that will also be a trick. That's the whole problem, is because we only get given stuff if it is to our detriment. That is the sad danger of this world, is that even if the powers that be give us information tomorrow, even if we see the angels coming out of the sky, it will all be an illusion too. It will be a trickery. It will be put there to deceive us more, to get us to follow a certain path. And this is the sad thing, I think, because I don't think that they're going to change their mind and come 100% clean. And either way, it would be probably we would turn against them. We would not accept it, because the truth, if we knew the truth, we would then not accept them, because we'd say, hey, you've lied to us about everything. You've tried to destroy us. So we wouldn't be able to forgive them. So we would turn against them, and they know that therefore now they could not even come clean. Not that they could anyway, because their agendas really, from what I can gather, they need to have us a certain way. They can't have us as free beings anyway, because then they wouldn't probably even want to be here. Because their mindset is feeding off bad energy. Destruction, hate, human beings destroying one another. Any negativity. If the world was all at peace and in harmony, and human beings united, but also, like I say, still individual and important in themselves, because they should be superior beings. The bad guys would want to clear out, because they couldn't stand that environment. Their environment is the environment that they've created now, a control system of fear, animosity, suspicion, hate, always arguing, even human beings just arguing, even at a very basic level, even if it's you just arguing with your husband or your wife, much less on the bigger scale. That is the world they like. That is their mindset. And they have made human beings, a lot of them, along that line set too, by trauma. From the day they're born, the same as myself, to where you become less than what you're meant to be. And we all have. I'm still miles less, and may never be able to get up to a normal level of human abilities and the normal human way of thinking. But the only difference between me and some people is that I've become aware of it. Whether that makes it easier or harder, it makes it harder in some ways, but I could not help but find it out. So basically, if everyone found it out, then we could be pretty much saved. We would save everything. We would save ourselves, we would save the planet, and we would be happy. Everyone would be. Even those that are negative in their thinking and have been totally turned into more angry, hate-directed human beings. Even they would be better off in that world, to be honest, because they would be free too. And, because even their hatred is used to control them. Their anger is used to control them. Anyway, it's a bit exhausting saying all this, to be honest, and I don't even know if it's recording, so I'll sign off now and this is just another trial, and make of it what you will. Anyone who is persecuted or being particularly harassed or put down even more than the average person, my heart is with you. Not that will perhaps help you, I do not know, but I have admiration for those people, because they are probably the few people that have just a little bit of humanity left, and that is why they're being persecuted a little bit more, whereas the average person in the population is so much under control and manipulation that they don't need to persecute them, because they're persecuting their fellow human beings and even suppressing themselves. Like I say, digging their own grave but think they're planting flowers. They think they're doing good while they're actually digging their own grave and everyone else's. And that's maybe if they start to see a few little truths, because humans do have that ability, as I say, that when we do have that ability, we're not like the innocent animals and everything around us. And we should actually be able to see a bit more. Like I say, the powers that be do not want us to care about anything, really. Everything is a setup, even when we appear to be doing good. It's just to make the rest of us feel more guilty too. Everything is a setup. Everything is a lie. It's so vast, the trickery, and amazing that it's unbelievable to comprehend. If I care about the trees and the animals and things, then I become angry at my fellow human beings and angry at this and that for what's taking place. My fellow human beings are guilty of ignorance, a lot of them. We are, and I have been, we all have been guilty of ignorance, but we are not really guilty of the destruction. We are coerced into participating in the destruction, but it is not coming from our original thoughts, or even our actions show that it is us, but really all these things are set up by the powers that be. And then they make us feel guilty, and then they even say, this and that about the climate and whatever, knowing that they can clean it up anyway.